Alright guys, it's Python. We're back for some more Haikyu Fly High because SP Ushijima just dropped today, and we're gonna go over all of his skills and we're gonna compare him a little bit to the UR version. Now, of course, I posted that he was a power attack type. He is quite similar to the UR in the sense of his active skills and strategy. Essentially, he does have a surf skill 2 and a power attack spike as a skill 4 as an ult, and of course he is a crate unit, right? So you want to get his awareness up and maybe even his strength up. So yeah, that's what his passives do, that's what his bonds do. We'll go over those, as well as his memory, which is really good actually. And honestly, even for the UR unit, I would recommend the SP memory. But yeah, we'll get onto that in a minute. Let's start off with the first passive though, which says at level 1, when Ushijima gets a debuff, his power attack and serve are increased by 2%, a maximum of 6 stacks. So it goes at level 1, it goes to 12. When Ushijima is on the court, when a teammate touches the ball, when a teammate's touch is perfect, so whether play is perfect, where they touch the ball, his awareness is increased by 8% to a maximum of 99 stacks. So every time your teammate does a perfect play, you will get an awareness buff by 8%, which is quite nice, with essentially no cap at 99 stacks. Really cool. Of course, he gets a power attack and serve buff for every debuff that he gets, which is kind of different from the UR, where he actually, I believe it's his passive 3, he actually removes debuffs when he scores. So this one is a bit different. He doesn't remove the debuffs, which I guess you could say is a negative thing, but he buffs himself by 2%. Moving on to the serve. Now the serve is quite different from the UR serve as well. So at level 1, he performs a jump serve with at 140%, and the opponent's receive is reduced by 100% for 2 net crossings. So yeah, another good one. Now again, a different, but for the UR version, from the UR version, the difference being that the UR version actually, I believe, makes it so that if it is a perfect serve, makes it so that the opponent cannot use receive skills, which is actually quite nice. And this one doesn't do that. However, he does debuff the opponent, so that's different. That's interesting. I think it depends on your preference, honestly, but the fact that it locks the opponent out of skill, I mean, it depends on who you're serving to, right? But you'd preferably not serve to the person with a serve skill, with a receive skill, unless everybody has one. So that's up to preference. However, we get here now, which is the third skill, the passive, the second passive. Right now, first of all, the second passive says, at first, Ushijima has his awareness doubled. That's the first line of the passive. He just has his awareness doubled. That is the UR's resonance 4. So at resonance 4, the UR gets to double his awareness, whereas he just gets it straight away, right? No dupes, no nothing. Whereas the UR needs 6 dupes to have that. That's actually crazy. If he has 200 or more awareness, the cooldown limit for his ult is reduced by 4 net crossings, which is crazy. If his awareness is 350% or higher, now listen, this might seem like a high cap, but trust me, first of all, he doubles his awareness at all times, right? So by this own skill, so that's crazy. And also, if you build him correctly with Oikawa in the team as well, he can easily reach these. So even though they might seem like high percentages, he can get there. If his awareness is 350% or higher, the power of his first ult in each rally is increased by 40%. And when his awareness is 400% or higher, his strength will increase by 0.7% for every 1% awareness that exceeds 400% up to a maximum of 70. So let's say his awareness is at 500%. That's the max that this will buff the strength by. So if awareness is at 500, strength will buff by 0.7 for every one above 400. So it will increase by 70% if he has 500% awareness. So yeah, again, it might seem like too much, and maybe it is too much. Listen, we'll have to try him out to see how easy it is to get there, but I believe with Oikawa he can actually get there. And moving on to the ult, is a power attack spike, of course, at 260%. The first opponent to receive this, if the first opponent to receive this is not the same member who received after the last time that Ushijima used a power attack, then the power they receive will be reduced by 50% until the ball crosses the net twice. So that's actually quite nice, that he just debuffs if the opponent's just using one receiver, which I believe the game automatically picks the best receiver to receive once per rally, although I could be wrong on that, but I believe that that's how it works. So the best receiver will receive, I believe, first. So that's actually quite nice. Let's move on to the memory. The memory is actually amazing, and even for the UR, I would say this is the better memory, because as I said, their tactic is kind of similar. So the memory says that it increases the strength by 12% and awareness by 50%. That's ridiculous. And when the equipped member uses a power or quick attack spike, their awareness will decrease by 10% and their strength will increase by 10%, up to 3 stacks. So that's actually nice, because he actually gets a lot of awareness. So even if he increases it, I mean, he gets 50 by the memory itself. So the fact that even if it goes down by 30, you can increase your strength by an extra 30 is really, really good, really strong, because his awareness is through the roof anyways. So that's actually really nice. Let's get on to his bond skills, which he does have with both Oikawa and with Oikawa and Iwaizumi together. So let's get into that. First of all, starting off with the one with Oikawa at level 5. If Ushijima has the exhibit effect, which if you didn't check the Oikawa video, please check that out. But essentially it is a passive that helps out a lot with awareness especially, but Oikawa sets it to the opponent directly diagonal to him, and with his bond, with Oikawa's bond with Iwaizumi gets it regardless. So so you'd obviously want to have Ushijima opposite of directly diagonal opposite of Oikawa. So if Ushijima has the exhibit effect, Oikawa's toss and serve will increase by 10%. If Oikawa tosses the ball and Ushijima hits a power attack, he will gain a stack of attack rhythm, and for each stack of attack rhythm, the awareness of all teammates on the court will increase by 1% up to 10 stacks. So yeah, that's just really good in general. Of course he's gonna have of course Ushijima's gonna have the of course you want to have Ushijima diagonal to Oikawa to get his passive. And moving on to the cultural festival bond here with Oikawa and Iwaizumi. And when a member with the exhibit effect, which is of course both of them, if you do set up Ushijima diagonal to Oikawa, and Iwaizumi gets it regardless because of his passive with Oikawa. So whenever a member with that effect touches the ball, 2 stamina is recovered for Oikawa and all members who have the exhibit effect. Now again, if Ushijima doesn't have it, it will still activate, but you obviously want Ushijima to have it. At the start of the rally, at start of rally 1, for each cultural festival member on the court, all allies power and sorry, all allies strength and spirit will increase by 4% up to 24%. So of course you want spirit for Ushijima and sorry, you want spirit for Iwaizumi and strength for Ushijima. So fantastic, this is incredible. Really strong bonds, of course. And I would say, like, in my opinion, you don't even need Iwaizumi. Like, just him and Oikawa is great. Now, of course, he's just a power attack unit, so the fact that they're both, you know, both Oikawa and Ushijima are power attack units kind of, you know, makes them not as versatile as other characters, but for me, they're just really good. Like, this Ushijima, in my opinion, is just better than the UR. I mean, the UR does do different things, like the UR can remove debuffs, this one cannot. The UR on the serve skill, this one debuffs the opponent, the other one obviously makes it so they cannot use receive skills. So it's situational, it's a bit different, but in the grand scheme of things, they do work kind of the same off of awareness. And I think that this one, especially with the bond skills with Oikawa, like, if you're gonna get SP Oikawa, this is a no-brainer. You want to go with him, with SP Ushijima as well. Even, as I said, even if it is without Iwaizumi. With Iwaizumi, it's even better. But even without Iwaizumi, they help each other out a lot. And I think he's just, if I had to say, I think he is a better unit than the UR, right? He is a better unit. Again, as I said 2 minutes ago, the UR can do different things that the SP is not capable of, but I do think that the SP does seem quite a bit better, especially if you build around him, which you probably should if you're gonna pick him up. And most likely, when Tendo comes, he's probably gonna have another skill with Tendo, which is gonna be interesting when SP Tendo comes out. So yeah, we're gonna be doing a gacha video on him, probably, most likely, coming out soon, and a team building around him and all of the cultural festival units. So hopefully you look forward to that. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.